Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? My name is Reverend Annie Batchelder, and I'm on Akashic Channel. I channeled this lovely book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, after which the Facebook group page, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, is named. And this is where I take your questions written into the comments on Facebook and channel answers for you. It's a lovely opportunity. My 1 hour sessions are $204 an hour. So, being able to do this on Facebook for free, quite a deal, I think. And I would love to hear from you. Please do say hello. It's kind of the pajama show today. So, still in the jammies, whatever it takes, right? I'm still doing the job. I promised to be live. So I am. Here I go. um, and as you were beginning to tune in and be aware of your energy and what it is you need, just check in with your permanent atom of light. That point of light somewhere in the trunk of your body that is always there. That's a part of your soul. That's a link to your soul. It's kind of the same thing as the soul, very similar functions, just a different way to go in, a different name. It's there. The divine builds in lots of ways for us to be connected with her. She's a her in my world. And she wants to help you. So, we're all here. Okay, David Greased. What will the future home situation be for Kelly and I? Oh, that's right. Mm. Well, I'm seeing simple, but I'm not seeing a reduction in animals. I'm actually seeing an increase in animals. Are you looking at a piece of property where you can have you already have like sheep and goats that run on your property there, don't we? Um, and so listen, the big deal about this move is to see it as a wonderful change. um, this is a wonderful change and will only foster and beget a deeper and deeper relationship with Kelly. The two of you are meant to be together. You are together. You've figured out how to problem solve in many different circumstances and situations, when to respect each other or give each other space. There's a lot that you've grown in uh, with one another. And so that unity, you as a pair, is very, very constant and very solid. And so the idea, I feel, is like simplify, relieve burdens. I mean, the property you're on now has so many acres, it's just more difficult to track and to care for and be responsible for, and answer. It's like the property owns you, right? You don't want the property that's going to own you. You want property that you can be responsible for and be comfortable with, be comfortable with and on with the responsibilities. Excuse me. No livestock at this time, right? Well, that big old dog you got is good. It takes the place of all the livestock you need, right? So let me just ask the guides to tune into what's next. Well, I'm seeing there's going to be like three choices. The first one's really compelling. It's a little overpriced, but what property in the Bay Area isn't? However, the charm and the energy is just right. But you too will be doing due diligence and going to see other properties and perhaps putting in offers on those as well, just to make sure you're making the right decision, because that's how you work, right? You don't want to just like go for just the first thing. You can't possibly, the divine's not going to send me the right property the first time around, like we just question that, and that's kind of normal. That's pretty constant for a human being. No, um, yeah, you're being drawn to the first property very, very strongly. And I don't know if you've already found one that you like, or you're just getting ready to, because I know there's a lot of things built into the process. If you're like me, it would be, I'd have to sell the house I'm in as a condition to buying the new place or something like that. I don't know if you're in that position, but what does your question is really well phrased. I liked it. I like that. Um, oh yeah, the pajamas. This thing is like Zsa Zsa Gabor, isn't it? What will the future home situation be like for Kelly and I? I see sunshine, but I also see some big trees like redwoods, so there's at least one or two, maybe even three of them on the property. It's not the norm. It's sort of an unusual feature of that property. Um, are you looking to move out of the area you're in? Because I'm starting to see something more in the South Bay rather than East Bay. I don't know if I'm getting a wrong thing, but because Kelly won't always be tied to work, and so you do have some flexibility on location. Um, let's see. I'm also seeing some things that are further afield, like beyond Stockton, maybe up in Angels Camp, or gosh, what's the name of that town? Um, it can get snow, a little bit of snow in the winter, but not in that. I don't think it's a serious drawback. Um, Gold Country. Okay. Who doesn't want to live in Gold Country? Let's go. Let's go mining. Let's go panning for gold together. So so Gold Country, that feels about right. Now this is a little south of what I think of as Gold Country, Grass Valley, Auburn, in that region. Uh um Oh, Copperopolis. Right. That's one of those places. Man, I'm hearing that name a lot. Um, and so I love that name. It's very compelling. It's almost like we're gonna hit it big in copper, but I think that would be a decent place to live. Now, I think you're further afield if it comes to medical needs. If either of you need to be closer to medical doctors and places where you can actually be seen and serviced properly, that might be a ways out of the way, but I think both of you are most of your health issues handled and are in good shape. Um, let's see. Yeah. I like the further afield, and the Copperopolis one sounds really good. Beautiful. Let me just ask, is there more that you need to know? Choose from the heart. They're saying choose from the heart. Like what is it you want? What makes you happy? What makes Kelly happy? What makes both of you happy? How did the two of you feel like if you could stand together in a location, hold hands, and kind of join hearts and say, does this property love us back? And can we love this property? Is the house what we want? Or do we have to do a whole lot of updates and changes? I think you and and Kelly are all well aware of what it's like to live in a construction zone, and it's not fun. And if you do end up living in a construction zone, I highly, highly recommend you move a trailer onto the property, live there while it's happening, or wait to move out of your existing home to until the construction is complete. Um, if you need a contractor in that area, I can ask my cousin Danny Batchelder if he knows someone. I believe he's retired, but he was quite a good builder, and he built a lot in like Belvedere and Napa and St. Helena and some pretty high-end places. So he's used to building quality and pandering to special needs, and he's really good at it. um, let's see. Location wise, uh, yeah, I would Copperopolis or in that vicinity. So that's good. Um, but stand together, hold hands, and feel how you guys feel together. Is there like a sense of like hope? Your hearts go up, or do you get this like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a big project and it's going to take a lot of attention, a lot of time, and it's going to wear me out, but that kind of stuff. If that's happening, you might want to think twice. Um, know your limitations. I think at this point in our lives, we want to make life as simple and easy as possible for ourselves so that we can do life with the least amount of being fettered by the details. Feeling unfettered is what I'm trying to say. And so that's what the new house and the future of the new house should feel like. Um, I don't want you to be too far from the family or to visiting us at Batchwick and joining us up at Batchwick. um, but I think the house you're in has been so much about like think big. Now you want to think convenient. It doesn't sound terribly inspiring, but simplify, reduce, let go of, clear out, um, pare down, just so the weight of your belongings is not an anchor on your spirits or and becomes a divisive item be in your relationship between you and Kelly. The house needs to sponsor you. The house and the property it's on needs to feel uplifting and like that. David, when it comes time, when you've got some actual addresses, let me know. And I will look into those addresses. I can open the Akashic records of those properties as long as they're on the open market for sale, rent, or lease. I can look into the address of any property and find out what its higher purpose is, whether it supports you, whether it supports Kelly, what is its general feel. Sometimes I can even detect some construction defects. Um, I'm pretty good with leaky bathrooms. So, just let me know and I would be glad to help you with that. It's like one of my specialties. It's all that exposure to building as a young child with my dad and with pretty much all my marriages have been with contractors or electricians or people in the trades and my brother. So you guys know what I mean. I'm just going to refresh my page and see if there are any new questions because I'm ready for the next one. I don't want to keep anybody waiting. Let's see. This is good. um, when we were doing the morning show, it seemed really important to bring in these cards. The first one was metamorphosis. And this is a life-changing moment for you. Emerge and embrace the new and become who you already are. Divine. Don't you love that? I think these cards are fabulous. And it's really about assimilating the symbol that this card stands for and the missing DNA strand that it comes from. These cards are the Reconnecting Soul deck, 142 DNA activation cards. So you reactivate some missing DNA. This card is versatility. And these are the energies of today and sometimes carry it out through the week. We just went through the full moon last night. So there's a lot of goodness opening up here. Then we got this card, and this is perfection. Let's see. With this attribute, the need for control is released with the realization that all is in perfect order. I always need to be reminded of that. That is like so relevant for me. That it's not just me doing everything on my own by the sweat of my brow. I'm in cahoots with the divine and my soul and all the Akashic beings of light. This is a team project, me and my little life. And all these wonderful guides, they can focus on many people and many needs. Um, oh, great. So these two locations in Carpalopolis, David Grease, do you want me to look at them now in public or do you want me to do these privately? I'm willing to do either. And are they together? Merge the lots and build on it. Oh, you're going to build anew. Oh, uh, yeah. Now, this year you should be able to see on these two lots in Cropolopolis, David, there is a drainage in the swale that it doesn't show up every year, but you want to make sure that you're not building on that swale or crossing the swale somehow other than maybe a driveway or a bridge or something like that. And Wow, this is a great challenge for you, David, because you have the bigger picture in mind, you have sensibilities about building, you know what you and Kelly like. Um, I think that this is an excellent location, and I think it's got enough shade so it's not going to get too hot in the summertime. It'll be warm, but it won't get too hot, or there'll be locations for escaping. The main thing is that because you will be building on a lot two lots that have a fair amount of trees, really stake those trees out and, you know, look at the ones that you want to make sure to preserve and have as enhancers on the property. And that you got to be in cahoots with these trees because they've been there longer than humans have. And these are old. These are old oaks. They're old redwoods. They're old maples. They have longevity and durability and endurance built in. And they control the environment and the creatures that live on it. And these trees need to be respected, and you need to be welcomed into this environment by these trees. And they are. It's like they all just leaned in and said, yes, yes, we accept you. We greet you. And so you're in with the trees. So I think this is a good one. I think this is excellent place for you. For you guys to see out your lives. You may even want to include like a little ADU on the property, whether or not you use it in any way, shape, or form. But excuse me. Building an ADU that in the future, as one or both of you age and you want to streamline even more, you have a way to simplify. So, perhaps one of you is going to die first, and the other one needs to have a simple place to live, not as much to be responsible for in the future. Because believe me, you do not want to move again. You do this and the construction and all of that, this is it. The last hurrah. You don't want to be moving again. So you want to make sure and build in either a wing or an ADU or a cottage or something that would suffice as a separate living quarters so that you can rent out the house or something like that. And one of you, the one who lives can live there. All right. Now, Rebecca has asked a question. Good morning, Annie. Any pointers from your guides on how I can best elevate my experiences, take advantage of local opportunities in my upcoming mini spiritual vacation? Anything to look into, look out for, etc. Okay. This is not just one question. This is several questions. All right. Let me just tune into you, Rebecca, and your soul and what your soul has in mind with this. I'm tickled pink to hear, by the way, that you are taking a spiritual vacation, even if it's a mini spiritual vacation. And I would call it a spiritual mini vacation because the spiritual is actually the accent point, and that's what is going to be most fulfilling. And that's really what it is you're up to with this trip. You want to go and enhance your connection to and your involvement with your soul and the divine. And so this is like a training session for you, Rebecca, about not making a move without being in tune with the divine. And to tell you the truth, this is kind of how I feel the year 2024 is. Like that's the basis of 2024 is that we go places, we are people, we do things, we are always making choices. And what we want to do is incorporate our connection with the divine. And is this in alignment with the divine's plan for us, what our souls need to evolve, and how can we bring that to the forefront. It's like I want it tattooed on my forehead and on my hand where I can see it all the time. What does the divine think about this move, this energy, this decision, this choice, or this um, conflict that I'm having? So how do I live day to day, moment to moment, step by step with the divine? It's as if my soul, and the divine are in this big bubble together, and none of us goes anywhere separately. We are always connected. And that's like the ground of being, right? That's the line, that's the platform from which you wish to spring. Now, uh, elevate your experiences. Keep checking in with the new you, and like keep yourself powered up with the new you, and eventually bring in the Dinya and the Leo and the Ranthia. Now, the heart, or the spiritual heart, as my guides would say, is so critical in basically from here on out. It's like we've done the mind games, we've learned the concepts, we've had the conversations, we've read the books, but we have to include the heart, because that's really kind of our spiritual thermometer is, or our spiritual gauge. And so does the spiritual heart, is it happy? Does it expand out to great distances, or is it hemmed in somehow? Um, uh, is the spiritual heart enhanced or not through a particular action or connection or a plan? Um, elevate your experience. So elevating your experience is really about stepping forward into this kind of new way of being with confidence. And I know you can have confidence in the divine, because the divine's perfect, right? Always is, always was, always will be. Now, underneath that perfection, is your soul. Your soul is perfect, even as it evolves. And it is your connection to the divine. So it's easier to trust the divine than yourself. I think you have a tendency to stand on your doubts and your what you think of as your failures, even though you were destined to have these experiences, and that for your highest and best good. And eh, you've got to, you successfully failed. If your soul has set you up to have an experience so that you will learn to tolerate failures and make adaptations, which is what you are doing, what you have been doing in your life a lot the last several years, then you have successfully failed. And, like, and what is success? Success is such a human term. I look at my own success and it's like, oh, I'm going to be a successful psychic. Blah, 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 blah. People aren't having enough readings with me. I don't want money, money, money. That's my personality. But I am a successful psychic because I get to do this. And it's my absolute soul pleasure and divine purpose here and doing these things. So, what the heck? I get to do this. And is it successful in terms of dollars, or fame, fortune, all that kind of crap? That's just ego pandering, and yet, you know so you have fulfilled the requirements of learning from what you think of as your mistakes and your failures. And meanwhile, you're taking great care of your parents. They love you. They rely on you. This is a big fulfillment of your karma with them or your contract with them. And like that. So, taking advantage of local opportunities. Basically, you jump in, you just start to participate, show up, ask a question or two. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm new here. How's this work? Do I do this? Do I do that? Who should I talk to if I'm interested in XYZ? Or people who you run into. Network, have a lot of business cards, maybe I have like a half sheet flyer with, my picture, my email address, my phone number, my website address, my LinkedIn, my Facebook, but my Etsy store. All of the ways people can interact with me are on one little half sheet flyer with my picture, so they don't have to remember. Of course, I colored my hair differently this last week, so my picture's no longer accurate. Spirit's still there. Anyway, and take advantage of local opportunities in my upcoming mini spiritual vacation. So look into set up the energy first. Dwayne and Sinea always told us in the Awakening Your Light Body courses to do the energy work first. Then the other stuff happens. So get in your full light body energy and look at whether or not the energy is setting up, how it's setting up, if there's some kind of need, what are you drawn to do or with your energy, or which centers are you drawn to enhancing to enhance your experience, and use that as your preparation. And to me, you're going there to meet some new people so you can create some new connections that are more in your world and more in alignment with what is next for you, and building out your business, and really be willing to toot your horn. What people like about me is I do this and that. I really am try to tune into that person. I don't try, I tune into that person and really feel what they need. And I check it out, and I'm like 75% of the time I am spot on. Um, and whatever, be ready to share stories about working with clients that where they had raved about the work that you did on them. And you know, this is the way that you get to toot your own horn without feeling like a total asinine egotist. You know what I mean? I mean, I am very uncomfortable with tooting my own horn. And yet people want to know. They want to know. And they relate to stories, and stories are just a nice way to do it, of your bringing your experience through. And trust the divine that certain stories will be triggered at interesting moments for you, so that you'll be given the words to say and thoughts to think, so that you don't have to think about things. Okay. I'll have to watch this movie later, David. I really love that you sent me a little movie on Messenger about the property we've been discussing. That's great. And there may be one or two more pieces of information for you. I will transmit via Messenger for you. Okay, finishing with Rebecca. Take advantage of local opportunities in my upcoming mini spiritual vacation. Anything to look out for. Ah, one of the interesting things about being public about your work, and I think this is what it amounts to in these local opportunities in your upcoming mini spiritual, your spiritual mini vacation, um, is that you're going to connect with some people third chakra to third chakra. You know, that's where your um sense of right and wrong exists, your sense of nobility, your sense of values, where your sense of integrity is. And that's funny the way they picture things when I'm working with people. It's when I look at the third chakra, there's always this stalk of like wheat or um a stalk with seed heads at the top. And if it's bent over, that means that something about their integrity is out, or they're eating something that's wrong for them that does not enhance their life. But keep checking with your sense of integrity. Is it upright? Or is it bending over? Are you hiding? And if you are, you say, I get it, honey. I get it. You want to hide, it's scary for you to put yourself out this way. I mean, it's weird. It makes my blood run backwards. It's odd. But, you have a gift that you, as a soul purpose, need to bring forward. And it's your intelligence, your intuition, it's your sensitivity, it's the things your hands know when you are working on somebody. And you know it because it's reflected in your body. You get signals in your body. It's not your body saying this, it's your body speaking to you for the client. So look out for anybody you're talking to that makes your integrity wilt, because maybe they want something from you and aren't going to be like, they want to be referred by you, but they don't necessarily want to refer you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a give and take. It's not a 50-50 thing. And I do find that referring people that I actually know and trust and use is very, very easy. If I don't know them, trust them, and use them, I have nothing to base it on. This person may sound good, they may talk a good story, but if I haven't used them for whatever services, I can't really refer them in good in good conscience like that. And so look out. There's like a one guy or two that is going to kind of hound you, like, and this person just seems like they just want to sell, and they don't necessarily want to connect. They just want to sell. And so you'll know them. That person will be really obvious, I'm sure. um, I think that's it for now, Rebecca. I'm really glad to hear that you're doing this. It's wonderful for you to get yourself out there, and I think you'll do better than you think. You know what? And the divine is with you. You're going to do your energy work first, and you can even send the divine in the room first. Let the divine go in the room first, then you walk in. So even if you have to like stop yourself at the door or the entrance and step aside, you send the divine in first, then you go in. And that sets the tone for who you are at this event, how you are at this event. Um, and what happens. It's part of the energy work. And you could even envision that when you're in full light body, got your energy centers running, and you imagine sending the divine in first. It's almost as if she is picking out the people for you to talk to, creating situations for you to pursue or to avoid. It's just really, very much in alignment with everything we've been talking about, because we're in a bubble, me, my soul, and the divine, we are in this bubble and we walk forward together. We work together. That's how it is. That's how it works. All right. think my internet is getting a little funny. My computers, they're working very hard lately. Having to, might have to close some windows. um, Meanwhile, I'm looking to see if anyone, hi Marco, thanks for being here. That's my guy. Marco, do you have any questions? You get to ask questions too, just like everybody else. Marco never asks for anything, but he always delivers. Um, some of the energy that we're experiencing today is like a peach. It goes from yellow to orange to pink, and peach. And it's fuzzy and it's calm, but it's very strong. The energy of the 7:30 was just so pleasant and exquisite. I didn't have to fight anything. It just all flowed. I think that's what this day is really about. All right. Still experiencing a little hoarseness here. I think it might be allergies. I didn't like to think of myself as subject to allergies, but I think now and then I am. So I think we have come to the natural close of this get together. I hope I got everybody's questions appropriately and gave you an answer that works for you, helps you out. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for being in my world. I really want you to know that. And thank you for those of you who bought my book. I know I'm up. My audiobook is up on this outfit called Publish Drive, and they distribute to like 53 different audiobook platforms and outlets. So, but what I'm trying to find out this morning is like, where's the link so you guys can buy it? Because my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, is born to be an audiobook because there are 13, count them 13. I only have 10 fingers, so I can't hold up 13, but 13 exercises that would be really great at closed eye exercises where you could just follow along or stop the recording and finish out that picture and be in that energy, really devoted to that energy and not have to like read the next thing or like that. And I'm the narrator of this book, so I'm channeling the energy of the Akashic beings of light, of Anubis, and of the great creatress. And so that you get the energy. I mean, one lady said she was only on chapter 2 and her body was vibrating. So while she was reading it, and I was really happy to hear that because my question to my beta readers, the people who read the first, the bulk of the material, which I then cut down, still 40 chapters, was, but can you feel the energy? And to a person, they said, oh, yes. Oh, yes. And you learn to open your own Akashic records. Now, what's not great about that? I mean, you get to do what I do. I teach you how in that book and like that. So, you will hear more from me. I'll make a huge noisy announcement when the audiobook is up and available. And I know it would be an asset. The guides always said what they really want is for you to have the text in front of you, the audiobook on, so that you are hearing the words and reading the lines on the page at the same time. So it's going into your brain in a number of different ways so that you get the overall picture. Now, I don't think I'm going to have that with everybody. Maybe some, maybe not. But they said ideally that would be the way to do it. I love you all. Thank you very much for letting me promote my book and for allowing me to serve you in this way. I so appreciate it. It's a fulfillment of a personal dream for me. I do appreciate it. All right. Many thanks to all of you who have been here today. Bless you.